Yo, how many people are counting out Mike Perry? Isn't that interesting?
I'm not counting him.
Bro, it's wild to me. And then in all the comments, like, oh, dude, you must think it's.
You know what? I'm like, oh, you don't know what a dog Mike Perry is? Yeah, he's a pit. You need to do your goddamn research. There's no quit. He's a game-bred pit bull. In response to all the comments saying, dude, you must think it's beard knuckle. This is box. I'm not counting, bro. It's crazy. Both Paul and Perry have extensively advertised the next bout, but they may have gone too far. Mike Tyson has supposedly predicted the outcome of Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, claiming that Jake will be injured. Recently, a video clip of the two conversing incoherently surfaced. Oh brother, let me to tell you what they will witness. Pay attention to what I say. When I get my hands on you on Saturday night, you will collapse to the ground, and I will consume you in one bite. Paul uploaded the footage, which was taken from an MVP face-to-face episode, to his YouTube channel along with the accompanying Instagram post. Paul included a shout-out to Hulk Hogan in the title, explaining the meaning of the video and how they look to be mimicking the legendary wrestler to hype their bout. However, Blossom, instead of feeling resentment, instead of friendship, emerged. Many Instagram users noted how strikingly similar their personalities are. All of that will change on Saturday, but after the final bell rings, there probably won't be any animosity between the two. The much-anticipated fight between YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul and middleweight contender Mike Perry for the bare-knuckle fighting championship is almost certain to happen. Although Mike has been training and competing since he was 11 years old, the outcome is still unknown. In the meantime, Paul is trying to scare his potential opponent with this rigorous training session. Will Paul be able to defeat bare-knuckle fighter Perry? Jake recently shared another video on Instagram showcasing his impressive power and precision. Mike Perry is still available for debate, and more people are becoming excited about it in anticipation of a fantastic matchup every day. Jake, while Mike Perry has a perfect 5-Z streak in bare-knuckle boxing, his traditional boxing record is at 0-1. Paul, on the other hand, has an undefeated 5-0 record against past world champions. In a video showcasing his quickness and accuracy, Perry defeated former UFC champions Luke Rockhold and Eddie Alvarez in just 2 rounds. Perry has had a great deal of success in the book. In the most recent episode of Dion's Jake Paul vs. Mike Perry, Jake is seen during a rigorous training session, throwing strong, accurate punches above the ring. Watchers of MVP Uncut Episode 2 get a unique look as Jalon Love before their much-anticipated boxing match. Paul's coach maneuvers through the complex process of changing tactics and mimicking Mike Perry's aggressive fighting style. Showdown Love says, we need to make some quick adjustments on MVP Uncut. Bring in the appropriate sparring to emulate Mike Perry, or at least, show us what Mike Perry looks like. Perry is a tough guy to find individuals who can mimic his style. He's a brawler. Paul, on the other hand, did a fantastic job adjusting to the change. Love persisted, but the change was quite easy, dude. Jake is not your typical guy. He has a very shrewd brain and picks things up quickly. He continued by saying that Paul's group can adjust to anything Platinum throws at them on Saturday night in the ring. He also mentioned that Paul makes adjustments. If Mike does something that can work for him, we know how to adjust really quickly to take it away. On the other hand, the two titans of combat sports recently collided head-on, creating intense excitement. But what happened during their face-off? Perry attacked Paul with a barrage of cutting insults. It seems Perry believes Paul's punches lack the power to rattle him. Ferocious intensity as Perry prepared to showcase his skills against the YouTube sensation turned boxer on July 20. Conor McGregor couldn't help but notice the verbal sparring. The question remains, though. Will Perry live up to his brazen promises when their face-to-face confrontation takes place on July 20? Mike Perry teased Jake without holding back. Paul told me sarcastically that your small baby green punches couldn't even penetrate my brainstem. I will search via your eyes to locate your memories. This nasty trash talk quickly gained notoriety. Conor McGregor felt compelled to get involved and shared Perry's quote on Instagram along with his own personal endorsement. McGregor wrote, "Bare Knuckle FC in the house." The hype for this fight has increased dramatically since McGregor's endorsement was first planned to take on the legendary Mike Tyson. Paul's opponent had to switch when Tyson had to pull out due to an ulcer flare-up. Perry entered the spotlight fast, bringing new life to the event and raising the suspense level. His unshakable confidence put him in position to face Paul's crushing knockout. The excitement on the undercard is further heightened by the highly anticipated clash of titans, which pits Amanda Serrano against Stevie Morgan in a high-stakes women's super lightweight bout before the fight. In their in-person interview, Jake Paul and Mike Perry added a quirky twist by participating in the viral English or Spanish challenge. However, they also introduced a surprising fighting-themed adaptation, in which Jake declared that whoever moves first loses the fight. This set up a tense but humorous standoff that lasted for a considerable amount of time, during which neither fighter faltered in response to the interviewer's attempts to start a conversation. Jake broke the silence by accusing Perry outright of initiating contact. "I was making fun of you, buddy." In a lighthearted conversation that avoided the customary interview question, Mike shot back, disputing Jake's assertion. Perry's peculiar warning to Jake Paul, his upcoming boxing opponent, after MMA Addict shared Perry's comment on Instagram. UFC middleweight Chris Curtis responded, emulating his renownedly erratic persona on social media. Middleweight in the UFC Chris Curtis took advantage of the chance to weigh in and provided the following opinion. "I truly wonder if he's trying to be menacing, or if Mike Perry simply believes that's how memories function," Curtis remarked. Mike Perry is committed to growing his following and building on his achievements outside of the UFC. A win over Paul would enhance his already stellar resume. According to Hearn, Mike Perry's only realistic chance of winning their boxing match against Jake Paul is to defy the obvious rules. Hearn informed Daza Perry's only hope is for his legs to break. In addition, Hearn noted that Mike Perry is probably a very tough opponent, particularly at 160 or 170 pounds, but emphasized that giving up 30 pounds is not feasible. He noted that while Jake isn't exceptional, he is physically imposing, strong, and can punch a little. Hearn expressed his belief that Jake would stop Mike Perry. Mike Perry is a welterweight who, I believe, was in the UFC at middleweight. The Tyson rematch has been postponed for November 15 and will only be available on Netflix from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.